Hello, hello, my friends. I hope you're all doing well for the start of this holiday period. So, we are now in summer living in Australia, which means that spring is over. And I posted my last video back in the first month of spring, so the very beginning of October. And it's been about 2 months since I've last posted anything, and quite a few things have happened since then. So something that I was talking about in my previous video is how I'm on the hunt for a new housemate. And for all of October, so for about 4 weeks, I was meeting all of these different people as potential candidates, and it was very time consuming. It was lovely, honestly, so lovely getting to know all of these beautiful people. I had a couple of close, selections, but some of them pulled out, and which is why it ended up taking longer than I expected, and I got a little bit worried, but uh, everything seems to have happened for a reason, and now I have my beautiful, wonderful housemate living with me, and it has honestly been so wonderful. She's been living here for about like a month now, and we've become very fast friends, and it's been so lovely. I didn't foresee this coming, and it's a really, really nice change that I didn't expect, because it feels like I'm living with a friend, and we're just planning, like, we eat all of our meals together, and we're doing Christmas together. I'll show you the tree. We have gone with a little Monet inspired tree. So we've been buying all of these little flowers for the house just to add like a lots of color. And yeah, like a little angel at the top, but like little blue butterflies as well. But it looks so, so cute. And we're doing a little advent calendar together. She's getting me Christmas pajamas. We're hosting Christmas this year as well. And what was the other thing that we're doing? Oh, she's making me a Christmas dress as well. So much other things to talk about with her. But the other things that have been happening in the month of October was Halloween. I was going to film a Halloween video, but unfortunately I just didn't collect enough footage of the process, and I didn't think that I was going to edit in time, and it wasn't really, I don't think editing it would have been worth the effort if the foundational footage wasn't really good in like the first place, because I was meeting so many different people for potential housemates. I was just so busy and so flat out that I just had a hard time focusing on it. But yes, we did go out for Halloween. I went as a fairy, Marion went as a mermaid, and Adelia went as a Alexander McQueen inspired angel with feathers on her face. She looked incredible. And it took Marion and I about from 2:30 till about 11:30 to get ready, because Marion needed to wash her hair. It took an hour almost to dry it because her hair is so thick. It took me an hour to curl it all. We went back to my house. We got dressed and did our makeup, which also took forever, and adding all of those little details as well. It took a very, very long time. I would have loved to have gotten to the city at around 10 o'clock, but it is what it is. And even though I said I didn't want to go clubbing, we did end up go clubbing. We went to a gay bar, which was so much more chill. It was actually a lovely time. There were drag queens there, and everybody looked so nice. And there was even like a little pole there as well. And I spun around on that, and that was so much fun. I have never spun around on a pole, and it makes me want to actually try pole dancing now. It was fun. Overall, it was a very, very fun time. It was a good time. I did end up spending a fair amount of money on that. Not just on drinks, but on the whole costume. Definitely a tad overdressed, but I don't know. I just really, really wanted to dress up as a fairy, and I wanted to look really, really nice as well. And I got my hair done as well, because I really just wanted to be glowy for the summer, because I am a pale girl, and I thought just having like this strawberry blonde hair would really suit me. And the first time that I got my hair colored, my hair did not take to the toner, so it came out very, very orange. She put toner back in when I went back, and now it's come out to this sandy color. I just don't think my hair likes holding on to toner. So that's okay, because I actually am very fond of the color. And the other thing about dressing up for Halloween that I thought was quite interesting is I had such a nice time like feeling cute, feeling whimsical. Like I got these flowers for my hair. I put flowers on my legs. I wore these lily of the valley or shoes, or just lily shoes. They were just so cute and whimsical. And I was wearing like a corset, and I was wearing my Barbie Mermaidia necklace that Marion got me for my birthday. And it sparked something very, very interesting in me. There was just one day where I was just like, I want to put in like flowers into my hair at work, because I bought all these flowers for like my for Halloween. I'm not just gonna, like, I don't want to just wear it once, so I'll just wear them to work. And now I've been doing that consistently, and I've also started curling like my baby hairs. I haven't done it today just because like my hair is down, but at work I've been curling like my little baby hairs, and I'm just like, oh, this is actually like really cute little micro bang moment. And it's very Daphne from Bridgerton. And essentially, just from dressing as a fairy for Halloween, it has made me want to incorporate more whimsy and magic into my life. So I got this top maybe 3 weekends ago. Look, it's basically like it has like a little leaf cut out in the sleeves, and it has like all of these really cute, I don't want to stand up, but like it has all these really cute little buttons. I'll do a proper like spin around when I can be bothered. But it also has like a high-low kind of style, and this cost me maybe like $30 at like the Australian like thrift society. That was the first time that I've ever been to one of those, and I unfortunately couldn't spend the whole day there, but I wish I could have, because I only explored like a third of what they had to offer. It was actually huge. I actually got quite a few things, and I wish I could actually I wish that they actually happened more often, because I actually found really cool stuff there, and I had a really good time. And the other really nice thing is that my new housemate, Amelia, actually does fashion, is into sewing, and is more than willing to teach me how to sew, which is very exciting, because sewing is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, so that I can actually, wear things that align more closely with me. And I couldn't justify spending money on a sewing machine and fabrics and watching YouTube tutorials if it was going to be a hobby that I didn't actually stick to. And I didn't have really the space for it. So I never just pursued it, because it just didn't seem like a wise decision. But now she's bringing her sewing machine, her sewing little, what's it called? It's a sewing cabinet that can expand. And because I am a character designer, I kind of have like a bit of like an eye for, I am a creative person, and we have just been talking about making like clothes together and theming it and making like little collections. Like one of the ones that we want to do is make like a little Monet collection, and we've got like 2 Pinterest boards together. Like what can we, like little things that we can sew, and like whole collections that we can make. And the first one that we want to try and make is a Monet inspired collection. And I didn't foresee this coming for like this year, but it's so cool, because now it means that I actually get to wear clothes that are aligned with me. And it's something that I was talking about in the previous video, is how I feel like I've been dressing really boring. And now things are starting to change, now that I know that the fashion thrift exists. And because my housemate Amelia is happy to teach me sewing, and is also happy to make me things, because she's also trying to practice her corsetting skills and her embroidery and all of these other things, so that she can get a job someday in, couture, or just in like this really nice atelier. She wants to work as a seamstress, actually making these really beautiful pieces. And I am more than happy if she wants to collaborate with me and I get to actually design things. That's so much fun. It is something that I actually did all the time when I was little. Well, not even little, as like a teenager. I would make these little Adventure Time style characters in like a little flower dress. Like I would have all of these different flowers and like these flower dresses. Like each character had like a different flower dress. I even made a paper dress out of like rose petals from the garden. And I also used to design little dresses when I was like 8 years old as well. So I think that's very funny that that's kind of come into my life. And I have been thinking more about the concept of whimsy and how it's kind of like one of the things that you can do to add more joy into your life and add more whimsy is to follow the things that you used to enjoy when you were a kid. Because one of my friends said that middle school me was onto something because she read a lot of fan fiction and she's like gotten back into it, and she's just like, I was onto something. Like, why did I ever get this up? This was awesome. And I think it's true because I loved dressing up as a fairy. Like, I have this very cute little image of me dressing up as a fairy, and going as a fairy to Halloween. I just wanted to, feel cutesy and feel whimsical, but I didn't think it would actually bring me that much joy, and it would actually start to integrate into the rest of the house. Because the other thing that I've been working on, aside from meeting new people, is I've been also running around the city buying new furniture in anticipation for her arrival, like getting her some extra pantry space in the laundry. I bought this as well for all of her sewing stuff because her room is a bit smaller than mine. Like, it can have a bedroom and a desk, but where is she going to actually do her sewing stuff? I'm more than happy for her to do it in the living room, even though it's small. The least I can do is get her like a little spot to put all of her fabrics. And there's also some more storage space in the laundry. But I wanted to make sure that she felt comfortable here. And from doing that, I was just like, oh, may as well, do all of those other little projects. I've been meaning to buy a lamp to go over the dining table. And I was thinking, because of like my lily shoes and because of like the flowers in my hair, I had this idea to get an arc lamp and hang it over the dining table, spray paint it green, and turn the light into like a giant flower to hang over the dining table. I haven't finished it yet. I really wanted it done before this video, but it's just not going to happen. But I'm really hoping that it's going to be finished for Christmas, because again, I am hosting all of my friends for Christmas. And I'm also getting other cutesy little house stuff as well. Like, Amelia and I are also going to be working on making these beautiful little flower cushions. And we also want to, little seats, like seat cushions, turning that into maybe like a lily pad as well. And there's just like all of these really cute little things that I want to do to the house to make it more whimsical. And those things take time because, of course, I want to help out as much as I can with her. And I'm also doing like my own house projects in anticipation for Christmas. And also because I think it would just make the house really whimsical and beautiful. And like, you kind of step into the space and you just go, wow, oh my God. And it's been bringing me a lot of joy to be doing those sorts of things. And I feel like one of the things I've been thinking about is how I kind of feel bad for the little kids these days that grew up with the internet and they were iPad kids, and they didn't get an opportunity to be bored, or all they've ever known is the internet. And like, yeah, they would have had like their favorite shows and stuff, but like, what are those other little toys that they used to like to play with? Because I used to play with like my little soft like plushies, stuffies with my little sister all of my childhood, all the way up until I was about like 11 years old. And that's the other thing. Kids are growing up so quickly nowadays. I was a very, very late bloomer. Also another topic for discussion. I was a very late bloomer. I really, really held on to my childhood, which was quite challenging because all of these kids wanted to grow up and I felt like stupid or like a child. It's just like, oh, you're still playing with Barbies? Like, oh, you're still playing with that? Or you don't know what that is? Making fun of like my innocence and, wanting to, have my childhood for as long as possible. I have no idea what the kids, when they get older, are going to think, because I know that there is, in this day and age, people just don't know what their hobbies are. People don't know what they like and what they don't because they never really figured it out when they were a kid. They just were on their phone, or they were just influenced by because I didn't have like internet really all that much until I was like 16 years old. So back in 2016, so the makeup MUA tea spill kind of drama era and BuzzFeed era. Like, I didn't really have the internet at 11 years old. In some ways I did, because then I would have actually maybe been able to get advice about how to dress better, because I was a very awkward kid. I had no idea how to dress myself or like all of those things. So in one sense, the kids these days are lucky for that, but also they are children and they are very easily influenced. And when you're a kid, you want to fit in, you want to be popular, you want to be well liked, and you want to just fit in. So when people tell you this is how you need to dress, this is what you need to look like, and they do it because that's what other people have told them, whereas they're not finding what they like. So even though it was a bit of a struggle for me, I did follow what I liked, but it made me a bit like the other kids didn't like it. But I'm also kind of grateful for that because it meant that now as an adult, I can go back to those things that I liked when I was younger and bring it back into my life. And it's bringing me so much joy. Like, look at all those little flowers that I have back there. It's so pretty. And I've also asked my friends for Christmas some eye makeup so that I can actually do some like little pops of color and like more fairy makeup, because I really don't know how to do good eye makeup looks. Like, I just borrowed like my friend's palette. It's very subtle. It's really not much there. I borrowed her eye palette for the fairy look, and I really just winged it. I was just like, just add more glitter and I can't go wrong. It was a fairy. Like, you can't have too much glitter as a fairy. So yes, the conclusion for that is I'm glad that I'm able to have had such a childhood that I really tried to make last. Even though it was a bit challenging, not really fitting in, I'm still grateful for the childhood I got and being able to just hang on to it like as long as I could. And even though I got made fun of a little bit, it made me happy. Like, I liked all of those things. And when I did give up things because I was getting made fun of, like, oh, you still like Barbies, like, oh, you still like that, I did let some of those things go when I wasn't ready to, because of peer pressure. Oh, and that's the other thing. Like, I stopped watching Barbie movies like when I was maybe like 9 years old, when I wasn't ready to stop watching them because of that. And now one of the other things that we want to make is like a Barbie Swan Lake kind of like collection as well. And I would also love to add wisteria to the house, kind of like from the Swan Lake movie and from the 12 Dancing Princesses as well. So yes, the kids that feel like they have to grow up really quickly, I hope that when they're an adult, they are able to find things that bring them joy and not just go with things because they're told that they need to try those things. Because I think that's one of the things that, sorry, I'm explaining it badly. One of the concepts that I've been exploring is, do I actually want to do this, or do I feel like I'm supposed to do this? One of the things that I've been considering is when it comes to social media, like, I've tried to do TikTok like a couple of times, but it just hasn't really been aligned to me. Like, it feels like you kind of just have to, how do I put it? It wouldn't feel like it doesn't feel like, at the moment at least, that I'm making videos for fun. It's because I need to be there as well. Like, at one point, for the longest while, I wanted my YouTube channel to kind of like grow, and now I honestly don't care, and I'm really just leaning into, I'm doing this purely as a hobby and for fun. And I'm glad that it's kind of come to that point, because I didn't want to have to follow an algorithm. I didn't want to have to make things. I just wanted to talk about the things that I wanted to do, and I didn't want to have to be concerned about, like, if this were like my full-time thing. Like, I wouldn't want to have to worry about, maintaining sponsorships and brand deals. I just want to come here, talk, and document like my life, and trying to document what it's really like to try and change my life. And I just want to do it for fun. So when it comes to TikTok, I don't actually want to do it right now, but at one point I thought I had to do it so that I could, grow my YouTube channel. And then I kind of realized, like, do I actually want to do this? Like, no, like, I don't want to do TikTok. I don't want to have to, be posting like 25 times a day. I just don't want to do it. Like, and I don't have to. And unfortunately, I didn't write down enough notes for other examples of things that I realized that, like, wait, do I actually want to do it, or am I just thinking that I should? I guess one of the other examples is going back to the conversation about being a late bloomer. So I would consider myself, somebody that is quite a late bloomer. I feel like I get to things in life later than what everybody else does. And I have spoken about it somewhat briefly in my other videos about feeling behind and comparing yourself to other people on their journey. But I feel like I've recently made a bit of like a shift. So I kind of tried to do a summer cut. And, in anticipation for summer, it was going to go for about it was going to be like 3 weeks on, 1 week off, 3 weeks on, 1 week off for about like 2 to 3 months. And the first time that I did, I thought that, I've been going to the gym like a very long time and I have been counting calories for a long time. Like, I know what I'm doing. I feel pretty comfortable doing like an aggressive cut. Like, bodybuilders do it, like I can do it. And that was basically a diet, like a crash diet, because after that, I kind of binged. Like, it was just supposed to be 1 week at maintenance. It was definitely over. And that is exactly why you shouldn't overly restrict yourself. And from doing that, especially because I've been counting like my macros and tracking, because I did like a bit of a bulk, and I've basically been tracking like since March consistently. And from having like that period of just like ravenous, like being ravenous and feeling like I haven't been able to like stop myself, just like, oh my God, I felt like a monster. My body crashed as well. Like, I was probably the most tired that I have been since the last time. Like, my sleep crashed and it was absolutely horrendous. And I just wasn't going to the gym. I was just too exhausted. And also, I didn't want to. Like, all of a sudden, I've been so consistent for like since March, like, so for the last 8 to 9 months. And all of a sudden, like, I just don't want to. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to track. I don't want to cut. I don't want to bulk. I just want to be. I don't want to do this anymore. And so I was just kind of like, I don't care anymore. Like, I'm tired. I'm done. I don't want to do this. So very, very quickly and kind of suddenly, I've kind of come to a place of like body acceptance. And I'd like to preface, like, there's nothing wrong with me. I am in a slender body now, but I didn't used to be. Like, I used to be quite overweight. And from being that overweight girl, I always wanted to be, really lean. Like, I wanted to be slim, but I also wanted to be lean and toned because, I never once had that in my entire life. And for the last like 3-4 years, I've pretty much maintained, no, not 4 years, about 2 to 3 years, I've maintained this kind of like physique, and I've kept trying to get to a point of leanness. And every summer it just kind of goes like every year, like Christmas and my birthday kind of rolls around, and it's just like, okay, this summer is going to be the year. This summer is going to be the year. This summer is going to be the year. I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. It's just like, you know what? It is what it is. Like, I have been trying. Like, sometimes life gets in the way, but at the end of the day, I'm not a bodybuilder. Like, I don't want to, eat like one of them does anymore, because when you're trying to put on like a lot of muscle as well, is like you have to force protein into every single meal that you eat. And you also, like, something that I was feeling is that I need to finish all of my meals so that I can hit my macros. And so that, because if I had any leftovers, I wouldn't want to waste it. But if it went over to the next day, then that throws off like my next day, because I don't know how many calories are left in my meal. So especially now that my housemate has moved in, she's got a very different eating mentality. So she has a smaller stomach. So she finds that she has to have like more little meals throughout the day. And she also eats very slowly as well. And she loves vegetables as well. And I thought that was an interesting observation, how different we kind of eat, because I eat very quickly. And I'm also a bit of a mindless snacker, like especially at work, mostly at work. But she actually listens to her hunger signals. If she's not hungry, then she won't eat. And we just eat very differently. So I've been kind of observing that and starting to take on board. And she moved in at the same time. I was kind of having like this bit of a realization about how I don't want to do this anymore. I kind of just want to, like, I'm still going to eat my protein, but I'm not going to force protein to be in every meal and have there be 40 grams in every single meal. And I also want to stop. Like, I don't want to have to hit like 100 grams every day. Maybe like 60 to 80 is just fine. And I also want to not feel like I have to eat more than I want to when I don't want to, just because I need to hit my macros. And I also want to stop feeling like, not like this food guilt, but just like this exhaustion. Because one of the other things that I was doing was I was kind of struggling with sugar a little bit, just a little, like kind of a little bit. I did a no sugar cut as well, which I was going to make a video about, and I still may do, but I wanted to make that video with a couple of months after it to show how I've kind of been adding, like living with sugar after doing an 8-week period of having no sugar. So how have I integrated it back after like a month or two? And I went back to straight how I was eating, especially after that summer cut that I did. I was just a monster, like so much sugar. And one of the things that I noticed is that it really does affect my energy levels. Like I've been so tired. So especially with living with Amelia, I've been trying to intuitively eat a lot more. So listening to what am I actually craving? Like, am I bored? Am I thirsty? Like, do I actually want this? And it has been helpful, except for during my luteal phase. Like the person that asks the questions just like, do you actually want this? Or are you just thirsty? Or are you just bored? Like the person asking those intuitive, like eating questions, she's out on leave for like a week before my period comes. So I guess like my point is that I had a lot of motivation with my eating and with, being consistent at the gym because I wanted a certain outcome. And then I stopped going to the gym for maybe I think it's been 3 weeks now, or maybe this is the 4th week. And I really do need to get back into it because my energy levels have dipped. I do want to be strong and I do want to maintain, the muscle, because I have put on muscle. I do want to maintain the muscle that I have. But I need to readjust the internal motivation source because it was for, an outcome. And now I just need to go for maintenance and because it makes me feel good. And I will get back there. Like I'm planning on going tomorrow as well, now that I've kind of, jumped over that hurdle of like, I don't want to do this anymore. Now I'm ready to step into a place of, I don't want to have to try to get lean and toned. I feel like if it happens, it happens, but I am who I am and I just don't care anymore. You know what? I am lovely just the way that I am. And maybe that's just getting older, or maybe that's just, getting into mentality of like, I'm sick of this. I don't want to do this anymore. Maybe it's that. But yeah, I just don't want to have to try as hard as I was before because it just felt like, it just feels like it's not happening. And maybe and I don't really know what to do about it. And I'm just kind of sick of it. And if it happens, it happens, essentially. But going back to, how this ties into being a late bloomer, is kind of goes into going with the flow of life and not putting time limits on things. Because I have been putting time limits on things like, I want to achieve this by a certain time. And it ends up making me anxious. It ends up making me disappointed. And some people put expectations on when they want to hit certain things at different stages of their life. And I've been kind of noticing like, you know what, I think I'm starting to let that go because I watched this video of a woman saying that she got married at 27, got divorced at 29. She had to move houses a couple of times. And then she met the love of her life at 35 and is now happily married at 36. And she couldn't have predicted any of those things happening to her in life. And sometimes things go exactly the way you planned. And sometimes I feel like when that happens, you just get very bored and in a bit of a rut. So essentially going with the flow, releasing the timeline of things and being a late bloomer. I still don't quite have my big girl job at the moment. I'm still working at a restaurant. I don't really have any prior experience, which more on that in a sec. But I'm releasing the timeline of when things are supposed to happen. If I get super lean and toned, it's not because I put a timeline on it, it's because it happened. If I find somebody when I'm 35, that's when it was supposed to happen. And I didn't want to have to put myself out there and go on a million dates in a year and put myself at risk just because I'm trying to find somebody to settle down with. I don't want to put timelines on things. I want to release expectations. I just kind of want to go with the flow of life. And that doesn't mean I'm just giving up on, my goals. I still want to be consistent, but I'm being okay with slow progress, because trying to get there faster for me, I have found just it just straight up doesn't happen, or it makes me miserable. So I just don't want to do it anymore. Some people thrive and they do that, and that's just not something that really works for me. So I guess that kind of ties into being a late bloomer. I'm just like, I am who I am. I am a late bloomer. Things happen for me later in life. Like, some people have kids when they're in their early 20s, and that's just not going to be me. Some people have like a house at 25. I haven't done any traveling yet, and maybe that'll happen when I'm like 27, but eventually it will happen. Things will eventually happen for me. They're just going to happen at a later timeline than everybody else. And you know what? I don't care anymore. I don't want to, like, it is what it is. It's fine, but I'm rambling. The other thing is job stuff. Speaking of job stuff, I am applying to new jobs, because what I was trying to do at the beginning of the year was I was trying to become self-employed, but I don't think it really aligns quite with me as it did, because one of the reasons why I wanted to be self-employed was because I wanted to be able to travel and work from anywhere in the world. And I've been trying to do that for the last 2 years. And I think the reason why it hasn't happened is because I'm not actually aligned with it. That was the thing I was talking about earlier. Do I actually want to do this, or do I feel like I have to do this? Because if I really wanted to do this, then I would have done it. So I don't think I really want to get into email marketing. I don't think I actually want to be like a freelancer, because I'm ending up doing the things that I'm actually enjoying. Like, I'm enjoying like redecorating like the house. I'm going to start making clothes. I'm like, these are the things that I actually want to do. And I do really want to travel, but I think I actually want to travel intentionally and maybe go on like a trip. And I think the way that I just need to get there is to just get a job, because especially with my dad's startup, if I am going to create that as like my full-time job, then if it, for whatever reason, that startup doesn't work out, then I'm going to still be working at the restaurant at 27, 28 years old with no prior job experience. So I kind of feel like if I'm going to be spending my time at home working on YouTube, working on, little house things, doing stuff for EdQuest, my dad's, not just his startup, it's like a whole thing, not just his. If I'm going to be doing stuff like for them, then I really just don't have the time to try and be self-employed. And if I wanted to do it, I probably would have done it by now, and I haven't. I keep prioritizing other things. So I'm just looking for a job. I'm trying to look at things that are in creative spaces, so graphic design, or maybe even something in the community organization sector, because I really do enjoy creating and making these lovely memories with my friends. And I thought maybe that would be something that I'm quite good at. I'd like to do something that, does have a positive impact, but like, we'll see. My dad says, adjust your expectations accordingly. It could take a couple of months. And I was just like, oh, I kind of just assumed I'd get any job I applied to. What's the saying? I'm manifesting. Like, I'm getting myself into the mindset of receiving job opportunities from the universe. I forget what I'm actually trying to say, but Delulu, essentially, like deluluing my way into a job that I really want. So yes, I am trying to look for a new job, and that's one of the other reasons that I've been busy, because job applications, you have to adjust them all for each individual one and make all these little tweaks, to suit them. It takes weeks to hear back, and it's very time consuming. But I'm hoping that through getting a new job, maybe I'll have like a better routine. I'll be able to start making some more money, and hopefully I'll be able to save a little bit better for a holiday, or it's actually all just going to get spent towards making all of these little like collections with Amelia. But we'll see. Essentially, we'll see kind of like how it goes. But, fingers crossed for a new job that is fulfilling and aligning. I think that's a bit much to ask for, but we'll see. So I guess that's pretty much it for what I've been up to pretty much for the last 2 months. I went as a fairy for Halloween. I've been trying to add more whimsy into my life and, kind of like doing up the house and, wearing like trying to find more clothes that are more closely aligned with, you know, how I want to present myself to the world. Also off topic, Amelia got me this and it's very cute. I love it. You know, kind of doing more community things, like having my friends over for Christmas. I do hope to try and do like a little Christmas December vlog. Hopefully, it's probably going to take me a while to edit, and I won't be able to edit until well after Christmas anyway. Doing other things that brought me joy as a child / teenager, kind of being okay, and being like a late bloomer, coming to a place of, you know, self-acceptance with my body shape and going with the flow of life, and kind of just being in the present, and that I just don't like to hustle and grind, and not wanting to do things because I have to, because if I wanted to, then I probably would have. And that's not to say with my body, I certainly was trying, it just wasn't happening. And yes, kind of just embracing slow progress and, you know, stuff like that. I think this video has been a little bit too long. I think I definitely rambled on a little bit much. But yes, I'm going to continue to be quite busy for the rest of December. Amelia and I are doing a little 12 Days of Christmas advent calendar. So we're doing that based on the 12 days of Christmas. So we're kind of splitting that up into 6 days each, going to give each other like a little gift for each one of those, you know, 12 days before Christmas. And also getting the house ready, doing our meal prepping. Going to go strawberry and cherry picking as well for Christmas as well, because I want to make a strawberry cake and I want to make a cherry pie for my family on Boxing Day. So lots and lots of things to do, and I'm also working a lot to pay for Christmas. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little ramble. I really enjoy just making like these little videos. It's the title of my YouTube channel is called Samantha's Journal. Like, I know I talk a lot about myself, but I hope that I am still offering like some insight about what I've been thinking and what I've been kind of realizing, and hoping that also helps people as well, maybe feeling like similarly as well, to let them know that they're not alone with those kind of thoughts. So yes, I hope that these videos make you feel a little bit less alone, or are interesting. I do enjoy making them. I hope you enjoy your holiday period, and I will hopefully talk to you all I will be talking to you all in the next video. I have other videos that I need to make during the month of December. Little sit down videos, but yes, I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.